Good running. So the first runs of the bat.
Two deliveries in succession on leg stump. Look at Roll Dravid there. Didn't get behind the stumps really. It's a good way away from it. Shows you, speaking about just now, Ravi, he's not that much accustomed to the job. Needs some more practice at it.
Lovely shot. Excellent timing. First boundary of the game.
There'll definitely be a lot of crowd support here for the West Indies. The atmosphere will be electric. And you don't have to hit the ball all that hard here at Kensington Oval. Just timed it well. All the grounds in the West Indies, margin for error is very, very small here at Kensington Oval. I think Wavell Hines and Chris Gayle have now found that they've summed up in their own mind how this pitch is going to play.
Eight for no loss. Now that's beautifully played. Controlled shot from Chris Gayle to get his first boundary.
That's a worrying sign from India's point of view once the boundaries start flowing for these two. Full face of the bat. Once it goes past the infield, it's 4, but you can hit the ball on the up here on this pitch. It's so good.
That's through. The first time Dravid being tested. But just to be fair to him, it would have tested even a specialist keeper.
It's probably the bounce more than anything. Just died in front of him. Just look at it here. Just as it just about seems to be getting to him, just bounces. Very difficult.
He's found the gap again. And we'll get a couple of runs easily. That's up in the air. Should land safely. Well, I wonder what Chris Gayle was trying there. He's looking for a little pickup shot on the onside.
Well, whatever he tried, he should abandon it because it almost brought his downfall. A little dive might have been evident here from Zahir Khan. Big fast bowlers don't often throw themselves, but it's not a very good shot. Not a good shot at all. Bit of a hoik, and he's fortunate to get away with this.
I think this is a disappointing attempt. He slows up just as the ball is about to land. That's good running. Once again, the call was quick, and it's gone through. Should get an extra run.
There's always going to be one. He's never in any danger of not making it. And this is a type of extra run that you don't want to give away. Just a little bit enthusiastic, Hagaka. Give away a run.
Now that's excellent work by Wavell Hines. Harbhajan Singh was just a little casual there. Hines spotted it.
And we've already had a couple of blemishes, but look at Chris Gayle as well. Wavell Hines wanted the second run quite quickly. Gayle wasn't all that sure.
over the top and well struck. Goes all the way, typical Chris Gale shot. Very powerful striker.
That's exactly what I meant when I said if the bowlers pitch the ball up, then the batsmen go over the top in the first 15 overs. That's exactly what's happened. Yohannan pitching the ball up a little bit wide around the off stump, which has allowed Chris Gale to free his arms, to swing his arms. It's a nicely executed shot over the top of mid-off. Very safe to play while the fielders are in the circle.
Flicked it away down behind square. Didn't come off the very middle of the bat, but it went pretty quickly to the boundary.
Well, that good delivery then followed by a pretty ordinary delivery, slightly slow delivery at the pads. It's just the kind of delivery that Hines was waiting for. There it is, at the pads, angled at the pads, so he was able to work the ball away.
That's over the top, just. But because of the limitations in the first 15 overs, the chance worth taking, and he's got away with it. Deliberate shot.
Didn't quite get hold of it, but it still went over the top.
Played on, dragged it back into his stumps. Yohannan, deserving wicket for him. The West Indies have lost their first wicket with Hines going.
Delight there for the Indian fielders as well as for the Indian supporters. Wavell Hines playing a little outside the line, getting the inside edge. There it is, playing a little bit outside the line, playing a little away from the body. The ball not quite coming on as quickly as he anticipated either. So the inside is resulting in the ball being knocked back onto the stumps. Wavell Hines out for 15. West Indies have lost their first wicket for 38.
Magnificent toe shot by Sawan. Gets him going.
Now he's bowled so well. He's got a wicket with the first ball of the over. Then he's bowled 3 dot balls, Tinuyohannan, and then trying to do something which he's not really used to, trying to pitch the ball short, trying to get the ball to bounce. All he did was allowed Sarwan to play the hook shot.
Out. Straight into the hands of square leg. So the West Indies have lost both openers now. Gale struck it pretty well, but he picked out the fielder. And the West Indies have lost their second wicket for 45, and Yohannan strikes for the second time.
Well, this was a lazy shot. You've got to say that. It's a very lazy shot, just trying to work the ball away. Either you try and work the ball over the fielder, not just try and flick it uppishly where the fielder has the opportunity to take the catch. That's what happened. Dinesh Mongia taking that catch, a simple catch overhead. He's gone for 16. West Indies have lost both their openers now. They're 45 for 2.
The third man, thick outside edge. Just eluded second slip, but a pitch short of the fielder and to his left. And Lara gets off the mark with a rather streaky shot.
Well, he's not been certain of where his off-stump is. We saw that in the test match. See how far away from the off-stump he's played that delivery. Brian Lara certainly seems to not know where his off-stump is, playing at deliveries that he should be leaving well alone.
Starting to rain now.
He's caught. Never got hold of it. Even as the rain comes down, Brian Lara goes. And India's fielding within the circle, so sprightly and smart, has picked up another wicket. West Indies 53 for 3.
Wasn't a very good shot at all from Brian Lara. Spent enough time. The catch was not all that easy. It was always dying on him. Just 5 for Lara. 53 for 3, the West Indies now.
Nicely played. Beats the fielder and will go all the way to the boundary. Not quite as fast as it was before the rain. That definitely did hold up. Hooper's got hold of him magnificently. That's gone all the way. He's a huge favorite here in Barbados, Carl Hooper, and that'll get him going. Now that's what you call an appeal. From Ajit Arga, Eddie Nichols says not out.
Well, technically it's not an appeal because he hasn't actually said how's that. The slower delivery might have struck him outside the line of the off stump. He's saying not how's that.
Lucky, we'll get a boundary. Good over from Agarka once more, but 4 to fend it off. 91 for 3.
Well, runs like that, they'll get a 250. That went to the boundary very quickly.
That's beautifully played again. Look at that placement. 2 men in the deep, both watching the ball cross the boundary.
That's gone somewhere else. That's in orbit. 6. Straight into the stand that reveres him. He's played on. Oh, another wonderful little Sarwan innings comes to an end in much his style. So Sarwan picks up a wicket, and that's a big one for India because his partnership was looking really good.
Well, a good break here for Birendra Sehwag and India. Again, getting across the stumps. Ball just staying in the pads, going back and dislodging that leg bail. So just the wicket India wanted, but Sarwan once again getting a start and then being dismissed for 44. 140 for 4.
And there'll be a half century for Carl Hooper. Gentle push to long on. West Indies captain, another well-played innings. Well, this time he didn't quite time the jump right. Dinesh Mongia. He did against Chris Gale. This time I think he took it a little bit easy. In fact, I don't think he really got off the ground at all. Let's have a look.
Well, it seemed a very casual attempt. Just came off the toe of the bat.
Full toss. And Hooper, one bounce into the boundary board over there. Oh, it'll be a close one. Yes, he's out. Didn't even make the attempt. Shiv Narayan Chanderpaul knew it, because the ball went pretty quickly to Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin Tendulkar knocking the middle stump off with that direct throw.
Did go a little too quickly to Tendulkar, who was pretty close in, and the bullseye hit. Chanderpaul goes for 5, 155 for 5, the West Indies.
He stumped him. That was an ugly halt. The pressure getting to him. 3 dot balls. Sehwag tossed the next one up, 4th one up. And what an ugly shot that was.
Well done to Rahul Dravid. Ryan Hines, he goes for 3, 162 for 6.
Big appeal for a catch at the wicket. Not out, so he's given him now, yes. Now, Reddy Jacobs certainly doesn't feel that he hit that ball. And Eddie Nichols took a long time, and they had to ask him more than once for the decision. Eventually, he gave it. Ridley Jacobs looking to run it down to 3rd man.
Well, it was the second appeal. Ridley Jacobs wasn't happy. There is a noise. Now you've got to see if the bat has hit either the toe or the foot on the way. There was a definite noise, but Jacobs out for 0 and West Indies in big trouble now.
Straight down the ground this time for another 4. This is Carl Hooper at his very, very best. And when Carl Hooper is at his best, there are very few who are better. 182 for 7. Bowled in all over the shop. Nice sound of leather on timber.
Yes, he has that delivery up his sleeve. He's got a good in-swinging Yorker. That's why he's used it at death in one-day cricket. And he's done exactly that here, right up there, just coming back into Mervyn Dillon. Dillon attempting a real ambitious shot. All he had to do was stay with Hooper. He goes for 2, and West Indies 182 for 8.
That's well bowled, and that's a good shout. It's LBW. Struck in line with the stumps to Corey Collymore. He was looking to squeeze a single away, but umpire Nichols had seen enough. So 9th wicket goes down for the West Indies. They're in serious danger now of being bowled out in less than their allotted 49 overs.
That is why Carl Hooper was very, very hesitant to take the single early in the over. And this is the ideal way to bowl at the lower order. Quite plumb. Not too much difficulty in that. Would have hit middle stump, maybe about 6 inches up. Corey Collymore goes for 1. 186 now for 9.
And knocked him over middle stump. What a good spell this is from Ajit Agarkar. Ball swinging the other way, a bit too much for Cameron Cuffey. And poor Carl Hooper, who's played as fine an innings as you'll ever see, is left stranded not out on 76. The West Indies bowled out for 186 with a wonderful late spell of 3 for 1 from Ajit Agarkar.
Yes, he destroyed the West Indies at the death, didn't he, Agarkar? Really good bowling. Pretty poor batting from the West Indies, though, apart from the captain Carl Hooper. 76 not out and 44 for Ramnaresh Sarwan. The rest of them, though, they'll be holding their heads in shame. Great bowling effort by India. 3 for Tinuyohannan back in the side. 3 for Ajit Agarkar back in the side. He bowled magnificently. And 2 for the surprise package, Virender Sehwag.
Work for the man at third man. He can't cut it off. So the first boundary of the Indian innings.
He played this very well, just at the last minute, soft hands, just trying to angle it down, keep it away from the second slip. A little bit of movement. Just look at this, just going down, opening the face of the bat from Sourav Ganguly. So close.
Excellent timing. Now that's a top shot. Nice way to get off the mark.
It's just a high quality shot. Didn't hit it too hard, just pushed at it, no follow through. It looks an exciting prospect, but once again, the bounce on this pitch is very true. Not too much movement, it's at his best now for batting. It was away like a shot once it got past Lara.
Now this has gone away fine and will reach the boundary. It's 14 for no loss. That's crashed off the front foot. No messing around there for Sehwag. Boundary to end the over.
He's gone over the top. Just. Lara couldn't get back in time. He was about 5 or 6 yards within the field restricting area and couldn't make it. 31 without loss. Banged away. It's a bad delivery from Cuffy and really punished.
Well, it needs just a little bit of width. He's such a quick picker of the length in the line. Look at that. And banging it between cover and backward point.
In the air and taken. Now they're up on their feet. So India losing their first wicket just about the same time as the West Indies lost theirs.
But throwing it away, really. There was no need for him to have played that shot. He's playing his first big match in about 2 or 3 months. He should have been there right till the end. There was no hurry. The score wasn't challenging. So he really shouldn't have been trying to do something like this. He should have got himself in, got himself a nice little knock out there in the middle. Nothing like a long innings after a long layoff to get you back into form and rhythm. But Brenda Sehwag has wasted that opportunity. Thrown it away. He's out for 21. India lose their first wicket for 41.
Short and pulled away. Really a bad delivery from Cullimore. Well, I suppose a little rustiness will be showing.
He has just stood up there and whacked it, Dinesh Mongia. Far too short. Wouldn't have bothered if he had to bowl it short. He had to try and get it up to the batsman's face.
That'll go for 4. Back to offside field, but a full toss outside the off-stump was inviting enough. And even though he didn't quite hit it with the smoothness he would have liked to, he still got 4 for it. Brings up 50 for India.
Well, that was like a staple diet. Rice and fish curry. Over pitched, put it away.
He'll pick the gap. Might just go all the way. And it does. It's not the longest boundary in the world there, so Ganguly picks the gap well. Then that shot really flowed from the bat. There's a man coming underneath it. And he's a good catcher, but he lets us go. Mongia will pick up 2. Took a sensational catch, did Mervyn Dillon up in Jamaica. But the way he was going underneath the ball, it looked like he had it covered.
Yes, he certainly did. Getting it high on the bat here. And he's doing everything right. His eyes on the ball, he was running sideways so he could cover distance.
Flicked away, there's nobody out there. Perfectly safe shot. And will go all the way into the boundary under the Eric Innes stand.
It's a good shot there. Looking to get a move on now. It's just too close to Mongia.
That's gone away too. And a no ball as well. Well, it wasn't, in fact. I thought I heard the call. But it certainly was a right long hop pulled away. So 2 boundaries in the over. And India pushed on out 81 for 1 from 22 overs. He's gone after that one. There's no one at long on. He's got a 4 for that. So whatever pressure was built up by Hooper and his few overs now released. 7 runs in the over already.
This is how he uses his feet very well, Sourav Ganguly. He's very adept at playing the slower bowlers. And the young kids watching, it's good use of the feet.
Well, he might just have dropped it. I think he did get an edge onto it, certainly giving the reaction of the bowler and Jacobs. And all Jacobs managed to do was to punch it.
There's certainly a noise.
comes Collymore, can't get it. That goes for 4. May just have misjudged it a bit, Collymore, but it was well struck.
I'm not sure the effort, or maybe the lack of it, please Carl Hooper all that much. Would have had to throw a little dive in, but you want to see that commitment from your fielders. And that wasn't evident on this occasion.
Chipped over the top this time, so runs coming freely now off Hooper. After 6 overs for just 13. Couple of boundaries now to Mongia, who has gone after him.
It's a safe shot. Once he got to the pitch, knew there wasn't a man at that long on position. Straightish mid-wicket in place.
Take on. Carl Hooper takes the catch, and Ganguly goes for 41. Brings some life back to a crowd which was pretty lifeless for a while. India 109 for 2.
I'm not sure there was any need for this from Sourav Ganguly. He hit it well. He hit it very hard indeed. And he hit it straight to Carl Hooper. That was the mistake. Success for Chris Gayle. Sourav Ganguly has gone for 41, 109 for 2.
Beautifully played. Just eased on it. There's no protection on the deep cover boundary, and it just raced away with no effort whatever. Another fine shot from Mongia.
There's a certain easy.
Right over the top. Goes all the way for 4 to bring up his half century. And that's a fine innings by Mongia, the left-hander. 50 from 73 deliveries. That's his 7th 4.
It's probably the sweetest of all the boundaries he's hit as well. Just straight through the line, quite easily.
And there's no slip there. It goes down towards third man who can't get it. So another 4 for Mongia. Foot on the accelerator now.
Take it! Just over his head. From time to time, he comes down and plays the big shot, and he tends to play the chip shot rather than the big hit.
Yes, uses his feet well most times, but you know what you don't really need at this time is a wicket. You want to have a comprehensive victory from the morale point of view for the last 2 one-dayers.
Looks good. 4 runs. Just for a brief moment, it looked like deep mid-wicket might get into the picture, but it was struck well enough. And that is the interesting thing about this attack. You just get the feeling that the batsman can pick up that boundary, play that shot at any time they want.
Yes, because they're not regular bowlers, so they won't be able to bowl the kind of tight stuff which is so essential in the middle overs. These are the middle overs. Around the 40th over, the slog over start.
And that'll be more runs as well. Should be looking for a 30th. Tinu is charging between the wickets. Oh, he's almost lapping Mongia there. That was beautifully done by Tinu. Very fine. You can have as many fielders as you want on the offside. It still keeps sneaking a couple of runs here. 50 of the partnership comes up too. It's not always that you see players putting on 50 with Tinu only adding 17 to that partnership.
He's played positively, opening the face of the bat at the last moment and getting the ball to where first slip would have been. The ball also angled from wide of the crease by Merv Dillon.
That's very delicate. We saw a few like that from Carl Hooper today. And Sachin Tendulkar with that little delicate late cut. Have a look at it once more because it's worth looking at. Carl Hooper played a couple of those earlier as well in that quite superb innings of 76 not out. Just wide, very good effort to his left, was travelling. Wavell Hines, well, you can say cut off 4 as well.
Should have been a brilliant catch. In the air just for a while. He's taken some splendid catches in the Test series.
Take him out! And that's easily caught. So Mongia hitting an easy catch with a not out available to him, and John Wright. Now, why would he have done that? They're going to win this match quite comfortably, and here's how he gave it away.
Yes, he was looking to hit down the ground, looking to give himself room, but just didn't time it. Tame dismissal and an end to a fine innings. He departs for 74 with India inside a victory, 166 for 3.
That's spanked away for 4. Hines just pulling it down too short, and Dravid immediately pouncing on it, reduces the arrears to 17.
Yes, the field is up, so once you bowl a bad delivery, that's when, if he finds the gap, we'll find the boundary. And enough width here for Dravid to put it away.
Opportunity. Hit the stumps, would have been close. Perhaps Tendulkar might have gone.
Well, he certainly had to hurry. He's taking on the fielder at mid-on. I think he might have just made his ground.
Pulled away down towards mid-wicket, dropping short. Never going to carry, but some of the spectators down there felt that perhaps it should have brought a better attempt.
Well, Tendulkar looking at his bat, and I'd say could it hit the bottom of the bat? Because had he timed it, he might have hit it straight down the throat of that man at deep mid-wicket.
Spanked away for 4. So just 6 more now required for India. That's another 4. So Tendulkar finishing it off pretty quickly. Just 2 more required now for India to have their first victory at Kensington Oval ever. They've been here since 1953. They've had 8 tours of the Caribbean. They've never won a match of any sort on this ground. Now they need just 2 to break that bogey. Dravid with the opportunity here of finishing off the match. A little bit of slack cricket. India win the match. The first time they have triumphed here at Kensington Oval, where in the past they've been beaten in 7 of 8 test matches, just drawing the other one, and in both the previous 2 one-day internationals. A bit of slack cricket by the West Indies to finish things off. They have indeed played slack cricket today, especially the batsmen, who never gave them the kind of score that would have pressed India. Comprehensive victory for the Indians, 186 for 3. They win by 7 wickets.
Yes, India way too good on the day. West Indies 186, very disappointing on what was a very good batting wicket. India cruised to victory. Dinesh Mongia showed what a good young player he is. 74, played really, really well. India won by 7 wickets.